Hello and welcome to Baker's Insight. I am Dan DeRocha with Erica Record Baking Equipment, and today we're going to take on the classic breakfast sandwich, the English Muffin and Sausage Patty. To help us today, Chris Houle, sales consultant and baker here at Erica Record. Chris, the project was yours this week. You said English Muffin. Why is that?
Well, I'm going to take you back a little bit. The reason I chose to make English muffins and breakfast sausage takes me back to my family bakery, a town outside of Albany, New York, called Latham. Our family bakery was called Julio's with an H. Okay, bakery cafe. We served breakfast and lunch, and a very popular item that we had was the homemade English muffin and the sausage patty. My Uncle Joey was the one who always took the responsibility to make the English muffins every day, also make the homemade sausage patties. So it's something that takes me back to kind of my childhood, and it's an item that we want to recreate here today using some of our Erica Record equipment. Labor of love. Yes.
All right, so let's dig in.
Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna make the dough for the English muffin. The ingredients that we're working with is just a bread flour, salt, yeast, a little bit of sugar for sweetness, small amount of butter, and then we're going to flavor the English muffin a little bit. We have shredded cheddar cheese and scallions, which will be mixed into the dough for additional flavor.
What's this right here?
What we also use for the dough is it's a pre-ferment. It's called a poolish. Okay, and what a poolish is we take a portion of the final flour, say 25% or so, and we pre-ferment that flour by taking equal parts flour and water, small portion of yeast, and mix it up and let it ferment overnight for about 16 hours or so. And the reason we do this is that it will, for a few reasons, it's going to add additional flavor, okay? It's going to allow the English muffins to have more volume. It's basically a very bubbly, gassy mixture, okay?
It's kind of like it's like a beer. It's like beer. It's like early beer.
Right. It's
I'm okay with that.
Fermentation, and everybody about their English muffins, you want to have nice structure. Everybody's looking for those, fancy nooks and crannies, and by having a pre-ferment, it allows us to have a little bit more gas inside of the dough.
So we're gonna get some nice pockets in this.
Right. So that's what we have here. We're gonna go ahead and mix it in our spiral mixer, and then go from there.
All right. So let's talk about the mixing process. What particular order, timing that we need to keep an eye on?
Basically, it's going to be called it's an improved mix. Okay, we mix on 3 minutes on low speed and 4 minutes on high speed. We hold back our inclusions because we don't want them to get mixed in too much. They just get mixed in at the end. But all the other ingredients go inside the mixer: the poolish, the water, the flour, the yeast, everything together. Okay.
Then at 3 minutes, then 4 minutes, and then after that, a little bit more mixing with the inclusions?
Yeah, on low speed, just as long as it takes to get the inclusions mixed in.
Nothing too long?
No, 30 seconds, maybe a minute on low speed. We want to see nice chunks of cheese and scallions inside the dough.
Wonderful.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Okay. Okay, our initial mixing time is done. Now we're going to add our inclusions, the shredded cheddar cheese and the chopped scallions. Like I said, just for about 30 seconds to a minute, just until it's incorporated. Okay?
While you're adding these in, so this is a pretty big piece of equipment. It's a spiral mixer. You're at home, not everyone's got a spiral mixer. Maybe they just have a KitchenAid.
Right.
It's no big deal, they can work with a planetary mixer from home.
Absolutely, we'll do the same job. I mean, it's just a matter of understanding the mixing process. You want to make sure that you mix the dough to the appropriate degree. And,
We'll let everyone see what the dough should look like after it proofs a little bit, correct?
Correct.
All right.
Okay, should be good. Now we're going to take the dough out of the bowl and into our bus cup for proofing.
Sprayed it a little bit with a little cooking spray?
Yeah, spray the bucket with a little bit of pan release, or you can put in vegetable oil. Everybody does something a little different. just so the dough doesn't stick inside, make it a little bit easier to handle later on.
So it's gonna go into this bucket, and next phase.
Next, we're gonna give it a bulk fermentation, approximately 45 minutes. You know, and that also can depend on the season. You know,
temperature of the room,
correct,
etc., etc. So essentially, bulk fermentation in layman terms is you're gonna let it just sit.
Right, and yes, in a total mass of dough, correct.
All right.
So we'll do that for about 45 minutes.
Okay, 45 minutes have passed.
Yes.
Bulk fermentation complete.
Yes.
The dough didn't look like this when we put it in the bucket.
Correct. Okay, so what we did after we had our bulk fermentation, we did kind of a pre-shape. Okay, this is just a mass of dough that we're going to cut into our final portion-sized pieces. So,
what's this plate for?
This is a divider rounder plate. We're going to divide and round the dough balls, you know, the dough into nice round balls for the English muffins. So we take this piece of dough. In this particular case, we're making our each English muffin 2.5 ounces. So we have our 6-pound piece of dough here in order to get the final weight that we want. So we spread it out on the plate, sprinkle a little bit of flour on top. Okay, we have our divider rounder preset, the pressure and rounding time. Set the plate of dough inside, close the door.
It's like magic.
Certainly makes things a little bit easier.
That's incredible. All right, now, so little semolina?
Yeah, we have our boards, our proofing boards with semolina on them. We're gonna take our rounded pieces of dough, just kind of place them on here. You know what we're actually gonna do? English muffin is flat, it's not round like a roll, so we do a little bit of flattening. Just like so, okay? To keep that flat, patty type English muffin shape, okay?
I'll supervise.
A little bit of flattening, and then we put them on the board like so, okay?
Perfect. We're after the board.
After the board, we're gonna need to do a final proofing.
So what's another 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes?
Yeah, depending if you have a proofer you can put them into, it can be a little bit faster. If you have them just in a covered rack, that would work as well. We wanna let them proof and relax before we take them to the cooking stage.
Okay, the muffins are resting for about 10, 15 minutes.
Correct.
In the meantime, perfect opportunity, get our sausage patties going.
Correct.
Pork. We're using pork today?
Yes, 100% pork, ground pork. I mean, you could
go crazy, right? You
right,
you get a
turkey sausage.
Little exotic, buffalo maybe? No.
If you wanted, but yeah, certainly there's lots of options here. This is not the only way it can be done. You can have different flavorings for your sausage. The one thing that we always did at Julio's was maple sausage. It's a perfect breakfast complement, and it goes well with the English muffins. So what we have is our ground pork, okay? Maple sausage, use maple syrup, 100% pure. It gives you the nice flavor, okay? So we add our maple syrup to our sausage, okay? Coarse black pepper.
Sounds good so far.
Kosher salt. And then we have our fennel seeds, common flavoring for...
If you don't like fennel, could you forego the fennel?
Yeah, absolutely. You can use different, you know, if you want to use different herbs, if you want to make spicy, you can use, you know, crushed red pepper flakes. It's really up to you how you want to do it.
Get creative. So you get creative.
Right, and certainly something that's possible is you want to add a little bit more depth of flavor. You can mix the sausage meat a day ahead of time, kind of like it's marinating in the seasoning.
Okay.
Okay, but for this purpose, we have everything in. We're just going to mix it by hand, okay, to incorporate all the different ingredients.
All right. Sausages are mixed. We got this is all ready to go.
Right.
We've got our very versatile forming machine. We've used it before for cookies primarily, but does work for meat patties.
Patties.
Let's get going. There we go. Sausage patties. I'm excited. So we've gotten to the phase that makes the English muffin distinct from other bread products. We have a griddle here.
Correct.
Nice and hot.
Yes.
What are we doing?
Well, this is actually how we're going to cook the English muffins. 90% of the cooking is done on the griddle. Okay, gives you the nice kind of caramelization on the top and bottom. We grill them with a little bit of butter, and then we finish them in the oven just to make sure they're baked through, they're not doughy in the middle. Okay?
I'm excited for some English muffins now. We're getting close. We're getting close.
We are. So this is an important part of the process. It gives the English muffin, like you said, its unique flavor. So there we go. Fill up the griddle. Let the process begin.
Off the griddle. They're both sides golden brown.
Yes, we just want to griddle them till each side is nice and golden brown. The cooking process is not completed, so we finish them in the oven just to make sure that the inside is not doughy at all. You know, it depends on the thickness of the muffin you make. If you want to get specific, you want to have an internal temperature of approximately 200 degrees on the muffins, just to make sure it's not doughy in the middle. Okay?
They're in there.
Right.
Griddle still hot.
Right. Sausage time.
Sausage time. All right. Finished English muffin.
Yes.
Baked to perfection.
Correct.
Griddled sausages.
Right.
Cooked to perfection.
Correct.
Just got to put it all together.
Right. So to kind of put the finishing touches on the, you know, favorite of my Uncle Joey, we will, the way to finish the English muffins, to get those real nice nooks and crannies, is called forking. You use a fork to kind of puncture the middle rather than using a knife. And then when you pull the English muffin apart, it gives you all those nice, beautiful golden brown nooks and crannies after you would toast it up.
Okay.
Okay? So we have our fork, our finished English muffins. The forking effect is just goes like this. Puncture the English muffin around. Okay? After it's forked, it peels open nice and easily, giving you that nook and cranny effect. Okay? Breakfast sausage.
Wonderful.
To top it off.
We're in a little creative here, with a little pepper jack.
Right, a little slice of pepper jack.
But you could do a variety of different things.
Sure.
Now, Chris, this is the real. I have a dilemma. All right, I love this sandwich. I'm dying to take a bite. However, if I wanted to make this at home, I gotta get up the day before to make it. What do you recommend here?
Well, you know, you go to your freezer section in the grocery store. You know, you always have those pre-packaged breakfast sandwiches. Why can't you do it with these? You know, you prepare the sandwiches ahead of time. You wrap them up real good. You put them in some Ziploc bags and you freeze them. So you freeze this sandwich as is. When you want to eat it, you pop it out, warm it up to room temp, throw it in the toaster. You have a nice breakfast sandwich on the go.
Sounds great. I'm dying to take a bite, but I'm not going to do it on camera.
I think you should.
You think I should?
I think
All right,
you
let's
should.
do it. Let's do it. Here we go. Here's the test.
How is it? Delicious, right?
And folks, that's our take on the English muffin with your classic homemade sausage patty. For this recipe and more, please visit ericarecord.com. I'm Dan.
And I'm Chris.
And thank you for watching.